when mirrors were a common thing. Nowadays, it's just like the only mirror you get is for downloads.
The classes still not work. Oh, I can actually see the classes.
What?
All things. The website 5e tools never let me see the classes.
Oh, you have to
For
wait a
some reason.
moment for that for the most part.
I'd be waiting for like ever.
Wait,
No.
what are you trying to get, Bella?
No, I'll just making a comment about how 5e tools, doesn't let me see the classes for some reason.
Okay. I was gonna say because the classes on for spheres, I have them easy on this wiki dot.
Well, yeah, I've just been using the spheres 5e wiki dot thing that. Yeah.
Got him, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Got him, babe. What do you want about Bella? What baby did you get? And is it shark bait?
I'm just baby.
Hark, Zyla, it is the god of that alligator that eats hearts when you die in the afterlife. They'll surely help us. Oh, they want to kill us too. Who would have thought?
I'm sorry, it's been like a week since I've.
Amit, by the way.
What?
That's the god, Claire's saying. Amit.
No, I was playing for Safi. What up?
It's been like a week, and I've had very few games. It takes a moment for me to slap myself back into shape, especially once you're surrounded with continuous existential dread and a complete lack of reason to live. Makes it very hard to do anything. I just slap myself a little.
Shall I rub shark bait on you to absorb some of that existential dread?
Yeah, should we bring out the oils of shark bait on your belly?
get out a vial of shark bait grease.
What the hell, Claire? What is that for?
That's for you. I'll harvest it from shark bait's back.
You can't
I'm
harvest.
terrified of what you're doing.
You can just harvest from shark bait. Use are like some
God,
sort
I
of
wonder if people, not to be weird, but I wonder how people do that.
harvest grease from ferrets.
Harvest the ferret oils.
The essential ferret oils.
It's made of 100%. It's like harvested ferret oil.
And she grabs like a razor blade. She drags it over the ferret to scoop up all the grease. Not like that. The other way around, where you use the sharp end. The wrong way.
I don't want to. Sharpie, I won't do this to you, okay? Okay, good talk.
If you were to ever harvest sharkbait's grease, you wouldn't hear the end of it from me. I will put up my little baby fists and I will beat the heck out of you.
I wouldn't do that. She needs that oil on her anyway, so she doesn't get dry skin.
Also, in order to keep that stare nice and sassy.
I mean, true.
Strong enough, Claire. Can you resist her mightiest dukening? Anyway, indeed, last time you made your way to Grakkelstuk. Zoinky Winkies, I do wonder what's up with them. But you've made your way to Grakkelstuk. I think you have a friend with you. Let me see if I can find his name. Not that.
Duragar, I think.
His name was Gorm Ruckrest, or Garum.
Not all these names are my brain.
What a delight Garum has turned out to be. Geralt.
Yeah, Captain Pro-Slavery. We kind
Captain
of regretted saving immediately.
Captain Token ain't loading.
Actually, it's like, we shouldn't rush judgment. It's like, I was gonna buy some slaves and take them to, a town. Probably abuse them.
We got a slight problem when it comes to tokens.
No.
Oh boy.
All these tokens are externally hosted, so.
Oh no.
Uh
Oh,
oh.
on 5e12.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
Why is everything down tonight? Discord is breaking and
Who knows, baby T Claire?
The day I decide to be brave.
Well, on the
Oh,
plus
I'm
side, this won't happen with Pathfinder 2e tomorrow.
that's
Yeah.
good.
Ah, well. We can make it if we try, as they say. If not, I can always do some rapid improv. I've got hands for that.
Hands.
Do the tokens with the letters.
Unlike Claire, who doesn't have hands because they're out of her hands.
Wait, what? There's a surprising amount of tokens to still do it, so I don't know what the fuck's up.
Everything's breaking. Nothing.
Like
Ow.
my tokens from Lost Mines still work. Oh no, a bunch just work. It's just very irregular about which ones work and which don't.
When it feels like it.
Oh well. Point is, you've arrived in Gracklstruck under the watchful eye of your ward. You smelled that you were there far before that you saw that you were there. And you heard you were there before you smelled you were there. The first thing that strikes you as you slowly but surely make your way closer to where Gorm assures you the city is located, you hear the distant, constant pounding of hammers echoing off the walls, of loud, grinding machinery, of people chittering and chattering loudly over one another. Once you get a little closer, the smell of forges, of burning substances reaches your nostrils. That is some very thick air. Ooh.
Yeah, and we're in a cave, so that's not even like going away.
Oh, it
That's
ain't
just
going
like-
anywhere fast.
That's
Oh
just
boy.
like
There's a reason why grackle lung is a big medical problem around here. It's like smoking, but worse.
Yeah, we got warned about that before.
Oh wow, Claire remembers something. Beps.
Claire's brain is working today. Now.
Nominal activity detected.
Mhm.
Activating brain juice sappers.
I'm
And
operated
now
by
it's not
shark.
working anymore. Great.
Sipped.
Just get yourself a shark bait up in there in that control room.
yeah, the hamster just panicked and turned the wheel a little bit.
Scamper on the wheel. Eventually, the city itself proper gets into view as the thick air begins to become almost tangible to your skin. So too does the city loom to view. A city of angles, a mockery of most surface-side cities. Its tall structures carved into the rock, angular and strange. An irreverent amount of metal rails connect disparate structures carrying heavy loads. But not the way that most surface rails do. These things are hanging from these metal beams instead of standing on top of them, or being suspended in magic. Between all of this is a constant pervasive smog, which I'm glad they didn't put in the picture for the place, because if they did, you couldn't see the place. Imagine London, but it's smog. So imagine China, really.
Man, imagine
Yeah.
London, but you actually want to go there.
It's like
Do you
Beijing.
though?
No, no, you don't.
If you want to go there, Claire, I will break your ankles to stop you.
Okay, that first part sounds very aggressive for the second part being very helpful.
You don't want to go here, Claire. Gracklstruck is a perversion of what your surface world looks like, right down to the fact that it is abysmal. I mean, not like there's not enough a lot of places on the surface that are bad. If you go away from places where the college has their influence, technology just starts dropping like a stone or becomes more sporadic. But at least you live out in the open air for the most part, and you don't exist.
I'm most scared of those surface, like, fey creatures I keep hearing about.
Despite the fact that the majority of structures are very sharp and angular, some of them seem to have lightly contorted themselves into a few curves. Not nice curves or architecturally appreciable curves. Just curves.
Just curves.
Yeah.
For women.
So it's
Great.
kind of like you imagine the structure as is, and it just gets twisted a little bit into place. even though it originally was not. It's not an architectural thing, the best you could tell, because that would take some extreme planning to get done, and these people look like they just want to carve out a block they can put things in. Marvelous. Garum, however, seems to like this, to the point that he takes in a big breath of air, immediately hacks up some black phlegm, and says, "Home, sweet home."
Jesus Christ.
Ugh.
The fairy's looking around, squinting at the fog, as if trying to find something.
This is like her anti-Disneyland.
Welcome to
That's a
Hellland.
picture
We'll
float
scare
over
you
her
away
mouth.
from. We'll scare you into piety, just like that.
Hey guys, where are the trees?
Now you're asking this.
Oh yeah, we were in caves before. This is like a city. Where are the trees?
Just say there's somewhere else where she might try to grow them.
I think we did hear there was like a tree problem somewhere that we were
Oh
supposed
yeah,
to going to deal with eventually. So,
we go
we'll
there?
yeah.
Like now?
I thought that was a mushroom problem.
Those count.
No, I heard it was trees.
I think it was like a weird tree.
Yeah, like weird twisting trees, blocking paths.
But still, not exactly here.
The point is, the fairy seems unhappy with this town.
I can't imagine why.
Where did I? Oh,
I
there
just-
we go. I'm just
Just
dumb.
place an illusion of a bush. There.
Don't you try to magically lie to me.
Magic.
She can
Yeah.
probably see through that, actually.
Let me pull up my map of Grockle Kluk.
Also, Belacat, if you make an illusion of a tree and the fairy goes up and runs through it and just realizes it's fake, you'll upset her literally all day.
No. Why are you
You might
bullying?
cause her to learn what grudges are.
Which I think will transform her into like a brownie or something. I don't know.
Oh no, she's gonna have bad teeth.
I'll become an oof.
Yeah,
No.
oof.
No.
Gotta
All
make a
right.
Smart oof.
You. Oh my goodness! Selecting your token changes the lighting. I think I know. What, God dang it! Go away. Eh. This ought to help with that. There we go. Your boat. Gosh, well, you got your boat from Sloobloop, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah,
shoot.
Yeah, we sort of stole it, but we don't think they were using it anymore.
we,
And
we,
we
Commandeered it.
To be
I
fair,
don't
they
think it's a bunch of boats lashed together.
Yeah.
to be fair, I don't think they used the boats at all. So yes, your little
That's
boat
wicked.
bumps ashore. One quick thing that immediately strikes your attention is that these things are clearly not made for long distance travel, given how it's starting to show a couple of it's starting to show wear and tear. They can make boats, but the art seems to have escaped them. So luckily, you get to put your foot on soil and breathe in that warm air. Because not only is this place smoky, it's also extremely, what is it called again? Humid? No, like musty,
Stuffy.
Accurate stuff.
stuffy.
Stale.
That's the terms.
I'm an English teacher.
Well,
I mean, stale is inappropriate because it's so warm here that it would naturally generate a breeze of some sorts.
gotta
Imagine
handle warm breeze.
Having so many forges that you create a high pressure area underground.
We open up a door to the surface. It just like the backdraft kills us all.
Oh no. Not the backdraft.
We were also told about the dragon who runs things somewhere.
Yeah, apparently our guide was going to give us an introduction at some point. Should
Excuse me.
probably,
Who
stock up.
who is your guide?
Grom.
Excuse me, under what impression were you that Gorm is a guide? The fine gentleman
Unless I-
lifts himself onto the surface and reminds you that he is a servant of the flame, and he will certainly get you your introductions with his master.
That's kind of what I meant. You're the one that guided us here. And
When you step ashore, the more astutely observant of you will definitely notice that pretty much every single Duergar here is at the very least keeping like the corner of their eye aimed at you.
Oh, wonderful.
I mean, we are kind of a big, very weird group.
Garm raises his finger eye and politely informs you that the Duergar guard are everywhere and often invisible, and therefore the law is perfectly executed.
Damn it.
He also recommends that outsiders like you don't cause trouble.
Yeah. I wonder who he's looking at. He's looking at the goblin or is he looking at the fairy? It's
He's
gonna
looking at
really-
all of
I'm
you.
currently floating around observing
Oh.
everything.
Any recommendations on locations here? Good old Uncle Steve.
No. First we have to go and take you to Timberchard, so he may judge you.
We're getting judged now?
For your
Is there a
reward, of course.
Ah,
I
Reward.
bet.
Is it a salad?
I don't think they have salads.
Why would you want a salad when you can have all the calories you need from coil slag?
It's coil slag.
Ew.
Coal slag. It's so
Wait,
technically
like
you can eat
rocks?
coal if you want to.
No, Safi, you can't.
You can eat a lot of things, but you probably shouldn't.
It's
That's
carbon.
where the technically comes from.
It's carbon, and
theoretically,
engines
you
eat it,
put
so
it in your
people can eat
mouth.
it too.
Plus, I'm pretty sure like eating charcoal and stuff like drains a lot of nutrients from your
Not-
body.
Charcoal,
It's bad.
coal. Like, I know that they have functionally similar produces, but they are chemically quite different, I imagine. One is made of a tree, the other is made of rock that used to be a tree. Distinct difference there.
Every-
Also, you have lots of different types of coal, depending on the contents.
Yeah.
I love the term bitumen. It just makes me giggle.
Bitterness.
You're
Um,
walking on the bitch. Amen.
We'll meet this dude and get
Wait,
rewarded.
Did you put CH sound in it?
Yeah, bitumen.
Maybe find a store because we haven't been
It's
to a store in a
bitterness.
long time.
Give me a moment. I'm looking something up for you.
Bitterness.
I completely forgot who here actually knows this. God, why are you zapping me back and forth? Oh, because you're doing that dumb thing again. Thanks, search function.
God
Cool.
dang, search function. You're always doing something.
Oh yeah,
search
there we
function.
go. You got good old Boopido with you.
Boopido.
Don't forget that
Do you
guy.
have a funny name?
He lives here. He wants to go to his special place so he can take care of some business, and then he'll leave the party. But for now, he would like to direct you to a place you can stay at if you want to get an app right now. Although your friend doesn't seem very interested in that. He directs you to a place called the Gorbor. Jesus, what a fucking! This is too many consonants. Wizards of the Coast. Gobrons.
Gorbor.
Words do not need that many H's and R's.
Don't tell them that. They'll feel self-conscious.
Like Grockelstruke is like 10 letters and has 2 vowels. Ugh. Anyway, you're directed to a place that is frequented mostly by outsiders and is probably the only place that even tolerates people that aren't Duergar.
Yeah, it's probably we're gonna have to go to get some supplies.
Hey, maybe you'll even meet some surfacers. Wouldn't that be great?
That would be nice.
There might be trees there.
Tree. As long as she flies over. Let's go there now.
Well, we
I
want to.
like-
We want to. I assume so. Will be approved for the city. We might want to meet up with this leader that this guy has.
For your
Yeah, just so we're
context,
not-
the I'm mentioning is here.
Where are
What?
we?
The inn. Yeah.
Well, right now you're still at the Fine Piers, so you can tell me if you want to follow this guy, see about getting some supplies and hustling, or going over to a local inn.
This pen is way too big.
What pen? Oh,
I was trying to write
Busy
in
treasure
on it.
inn.
The
well, you
writing
can always
is way
shrink it
too big.
afterwards.
I'll just do letters.
So, friends, where we going?
I mean,
New Textia?
I feel like a rest would be nice, but it'd also be nice to get in line with the head
Well,
of the town.
Fine.
Wait, why do you guys need a rest? We've been on a boat for like days.
Yeah, we've been on a boat for days.
Hard to stretch your legs.
Like,
We-
have you ever been like on a long car ride?
What's a car?
Well, I just meant in general.
I
And
mean,
there are trains, are there?
getting a rest
Specifically,
sounds
what's
good.
the
You're saying
train?
this is someone who grew up in a tree. I was freaked out and happy the first time I saw a small town.
Listen, I've had my fair share of long ship rides. I know how nice it is to sleep in an actual bed rather than on the, wooden floor of a boat. But at the same time, it sounds like our guide really wants us to go to Dragon
that-
Town.
I don't think they care for waiting, so I'm just gonna say we go with him and just deal
Yeah,
with it.
we get the important junk out of the way, then we can rest, then we can go shopping because we haven't been to a supply point in like 1,000,000 years.
Yeah, I really would like to get some supplies.
And the goblin wants a
Hopefully.
pet.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get killed. Smile.
Okay, we can't. Let's not think that about every place we go to. Jesus.
Listen, our track record hasn't been great.
Yeah, we'll go with our awesome guide.
Duragar friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or Duragar and his weird collate munching ways.
Follow the letter of the law for now.
So, following, I'll fly after him.
Okie dokie. Do note that I wasn't listening during any of that. Why should I listen?
No.
You guys should just tell me what you're doing.
You just did.
We go into the
It's hard not to feel like you're being watched. Partially because at times you bump into invisible people. And all you get is like this grumble. And then this
There's
whole...
just-
At times there are these pockets of emptiness inside the extremely overcrowded streets. The more city-oriented of you wonder if perhaps this place would benefit from having a public transit system, with how everyone is practically standing shoulder to shoulder, muscling their way to get anywhere, to the point that even stalls get shoved around.
oh,
This-
sucks.
Despite the fact that you were told that this place apparently has trade and is pretty cool, every single other surfacer you see, be it an orc, be it a human, be it something fancier, they all look like they don't want to be here. They are constantly looking around themselves in a sort of panic, making sure they're not getting followed or anything. And many of them try to keep their negotiations as quick as possible, to the point that you see one guy walk up to a merchant, he orders like 10 different things, and he haggles like 2 seconds, and he's just out.
Grabs the bag and goes.
He's just like, I don't want to deal with you any longer. Which is fair, because the guy he was dealing with gesticulates wildly when he was talking. Like he was trying to sell him a timeshare while suffering a mental episode.
All right, so rule to everyone. Let's be very careful when we're shopping here. Like,
Once you pass through a massive set of gates that separate this lakeside district, suddenly there's no surfacers. The streets are significantly more empty and organized. I just noticed something might give me a moment.
Oh no.
Get off. There you go. It was in the corner of my eye and it would continuously bother me like a fly. Point is, once you pass through the gates, there are no more surfacers. They're all gone. The streets are not filled to the brim with random merchants. Instead, everything is far more organized. But at the same time, everyone is walking in very straight, predictable patterns. Even Gorham shifts from loosely muscling his way around to going into a straight, single-file line.
I slowly adjust to this pattern because
I don't.
What gets me about the module, by the way, the thing that got me is that the writing barely ever addresses the party that follows you around, and it reminds me a lot of a thing that Loading Ready Run is doing right now. It's like Gnomes 100, Dragon 0, where you're constantly followed by 68 gnomes, but they're never acknowledged in any way, shape, or form. That's kind of what it feels like.
They're in the party.
They're in the
That
party,
nebulous-
the party inventory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
nebulous
kinda like
space.
They're in the bag of party holding.
it's kind of like in Final Fantasy 7 where like people just meld into Cloud.
Yeah.
Are you here with anyone?
Or
They're
the
not
Super
the
Mario
active
Brothers,
party.
the Super Mario RPG on the SNES.
Every
These-
single time you get addressed by a guard, which happens surprisingly often, you're pretty much constantly accosted by someone who thinks you've done something. Gar immediately begins yelling at them in an authoritative voice, and for the most part, that seems to keep him away. It's surprising that everyone on every street corner tries to do something, though. To be fair, you are a pretty sizable group. One of you is a fae. Another one is a little goblin.
For once, I haven't done anything wrong.
Also, one of you is like a robot and would probably sell a lot. So,
I feel like there's some handyman just eyeing.
licking their wrenches.
Fingering their screwdrivers, like,
Or, you know how people sometimes like they touch the tip of their dagger, like they're picking their nails, they're pinching it. Imagine doing that with a screwdriver. Looking pretty there, robot boy.
I'm
Like,
gonna
like
be on.
flat
check
head.
out pretty gears, lady.
Am I gonna like go into standby Claire mode and like wake up on cinder blocks?
Your legs are gone.
How
Where
did you
my
not
legs
wake
go?
up?
I sold them.
I got like 5 coins, and they're all like made of wood.
Friends, I am being hijacked.
Someone is hot wiring me.
They can do that? Apparently, yes.
They're trying at
It is
least.
very uncomfortable.
They stole my radio.
They had a radio and they took it.
Once you cross, okay, at a certain point during your fun little travels, you cross over a place that Gorham waves his hand down. This is Laudagore's Furrow. You don't want to go down there. And you can see why. Downstairs, down this big hole in the ground where Bupido's like, home, is a writhing mass of people who are chittering and chattering to themselves, kind of like they're all insane rats.
Is this Meth Head Alley?
This is Meth Head Alley. I don't even know what that is and sounds right.
It is Method Alley by most technical terms. Bupido will gladly regale you on how the Darrow were enslaved, and when they were finally given their freedom, they were thrown in the worst ghetto of town. Ah, history.
Oh.
Only a few Darrow occupy any positions of power or have an actual job, and those guys manipulate the government, so it's hilarious. Basically, you're either a black person living in the ghetto or you're Obama.
Real subtle.
This
We
isn't
call
like
that We call that a political. You know, that actually says a lot about Wizards of the Coast, that you are either part of the slums or you're an asshole ruining it for everyone. Thanks, Watsy. Thanks, Watsy. Also, Bupido's also a really bad example of mental health problems if I were to play him straight, so thanks, Watsy.
Well, so there's just a bunch of Darrow in a pile there just being Darrow.
Well, Darrow are, for the most part, all insane. They're all fucking nuts. Some of them get psychic powers from this. Most of them are just fucking nuts.
Weren't we just hanging around with some of these?
Well, yeah, Bupido's one of them, but he seems to be okay for the most part.
Yeah, he's one of the good ones.
In fact, he offered
yeah,
you a.
see, I happen to know one of the good ones.
In fact, he even offers
Wow,
you a prize if you take him to where he needs to go. It's a really fun prize that you violent type, will certainly like.
I'm not a
Well,
violent type. I just like magic.
Either way, let's not go in that hole. And I honestly am debating some baby rains on the ferry, but
Once you go across this fine chasm in the ground, you reach a part of town that almost looks fancy. It's kind of hard for things to look fancy when they're mostly soot-coated, but they almost look fancy. Fine angular structures with beautiful carved faces that are angular enough to qualify as cubistic interpretations of human form. But it's art. It's at least not a Baroquean nightmare. I love that Ironclaw describes the palace of the Blitzcurve as a Baroquean nightmare. That's such a great way to describe a fucking building.
they're just Baroque. Just
A
Baroque.
So
No, the
Baroque
idea is that the
sounds great.
Blitzcurve are they're God damn it. Imagine if like you had some backwater people and suddenly they wanted to modernize like crazy, so they made the most obscenely modern building they could. That's also how it describes it, and it's man, I love.
That is
It's
some
a
good
McMansion.
description work, honestly.
Why do you
Gives
have
you a,
3 plasma screen TVs in your living room? It's like because I'm modern.
I have the money for it, don't you?
That way, I don't have to switch between Netflix and Disney Plus and my cable and satellite subscription.
I have Mandalorian. What's on Netflix?
I-
Riverdale.
Wow.
Princess of the Power.
They're also always on at the same time, even though he's not watching.
Just random shows.
He's very modern. He knows how TVs work. But as you go through this, I guess Goran would take you on like a little detour to show you the finest building around the hold of the Deep King. With a sneer on his face, and practically at once wanting to speak his tongue, but knowing that if he does, he might get shot by an invisible assailant. And here lives a beautiful. God dang it! I lost his voice. God, what did I do with dwarves again? Ugh, it's so hard when you haven't done this in a while. All right, so is the whole of a good old Deep King. You don't hang with him. As fine a gentleman as he is, he has been a bit on the. Let's just say he's been having some weird decision-making processes going on in his head.
Also, imagine hanging out with royalty is not on my forte, but
I mean, you're practically gonna hang out with royalty. Dragons ain't nothing.
True.
Going down, you reach a large building that looks a bit like a temple. It's got those big fancy columns. It distinctly has less of an angular design to it. It incorporates circles, primarily cylinders, a bit more into its design, which makes it look a little pleasant. Like you wouldn't cut yourself on every part of this building.
That's nice.
Can you imagine, Claire, touching a building and you don't cut yourself? It's great. It's great. It's how I love to imagine buildings. He steps up to the door, waves towards the two men in robes standing beside it, and they step aside, and the big doors are opened. Nah. Once inside, you reach. Imagine white gold opulence with a hint of red for touch. This place is ostentatious. Isn't that a term for places that are way too fancy?
Yep.
Let's go with
indeed a word that
ostentatious.
is applicable.
This
Yeah.
place is decked out to the nines with golden trim, red detailing, depictions of a grand dragon doing fancy things. There is an abundance of fine, soft-looking fruit and food.
Hello.
There's even some plants growing here, which must take a huge amount of effort given the terrible air quality.
I'm suddenly very interested in this area.
This place has two main features. One is it has a little platform over in the back with like pews in front of it. The second is there's a series of it's basically like imagine you took a whole church, like a whole cathedral with all the offices and all, and you just made it one big room without any walls between it. You get everything you need to run a church.
Did this happen just for me, or
That was just you.
Yeah, you just
Discord.
dropped out.
from over there?
Garum will then take you towards the back, open up the doors, and guide you inside to a huge chamber. On top of a raised dais sits an immensely fat red dragon.
Also, since this place looked clean, I've just been prestidigitating, like all the soot off of everyone as we go. It's like
Thank you.
presentable.
As close as we're getting to it.
But yeah,
So what up here is
As I mentioned, through this, gosh, I can't properly convey. You know, city gate doors that are like a floor too high? Imagine you had doors that were like made of solid stone and 5 stories tall. And they were
Yeah.
detailed with the lush features of a young, athletic dragon. And they open up, and what you see next is a dragon sitting on a massive pile of money, and he's just heckin' chonkers.
he is a wide.
I already showed you Mr. Thickerchod, but just as a reminder, guy's got a fucking neck.
I didn't know dragons got necks, but that one has one.
I'd say after seeing the comparison of the detailing and the actual Dragon King, he's just trying to hold back laughter, just like covering a mouth, like.
Luckily, this room is so tremendously large that he probably doesn't even hear it.
trying very
Yeah,
hard.
actually, the fairy zips over. Oh crap, he's big.
He's so big.
Okay, Jesus Christ, you're also rude.
You are invited by a host and you immediately start laughing at him. Great.
Look out,
I know not what decorum is.
I'm
Oh,
trying
shit.
to be polite.
honky laugh.
For surfacers, this thing is about as big as like a small train, like one of those subway things you have up top. Probably a bit bigger. For the fairy, this thing is about as big as one of your fancier house trees. Which is to say,
It's
he
like-
is huge.
It's like Uncle Beauregard's house.
Gorham introduces you briefly as the ones who have helped him make it here, and then he says with the least bit of decorum. Well, actually, first he gives you the proper introduction. Furnace, meet the father of flame, the ever-burning, and the foundry's heart of Themberchord. The wormsmith of Gracklestrook. Father of flame, your dinner. And then he just
Wait, what?
walks backwards, and the doors close almost perfectly in tune with what he does. The dragon
Wait, no,
sits
you don't.
there.
Teleport after him.
Yeah, well,
You kind of bonk
Oh,
into
the
the
fairy's
door
gone.
doing this.
well,
He's ordering food.
Okay. Mr. Wormsmith.
You have to yell really loud to make your voice carry
Yeah,
that
I'm
far.
actually yelling as loud as I can.
He just sits there looking at this small group of appetizers. Mm.
yeah, I don't suppose
Like, if
that
you
kind
wanted
of
his
children-
attention, you definitely have it. He's looking at you.
I'm gonna flutter over to him.
Getting close to him, you become... So, depending on how much you know about dragons, you are or are not surprised by the fact that the closer you get, the more it feels like you're trying to move very close to a house-sized furnace.
Yeah, I will stop eventually.
We just have a moment of like watching the fairy flutter to him, and then we just hear a little.
Odds are, if you touch that pile of gold he's on top of, you would burn your hands like crazy. Which is one hell of a treasure defense.
Eh,
So did this a-hole just like lead us in to be fed by like a chunky dragon?
I appreciate
I feel like if he was gonna eat us, he would have done so already.
I'm trying to talk to him.
There you go.
Yeah.
Go-
Do you speak common?
He blows a little like puff of fire at you, dismissively.
We were introduced in common.
Yeah,
So-
but that doesn't mean crap.
I mean,
Well, he
Well,
did
you
say
think
that
guys-
dinner was served in common, so
Yeah, he could have been saying that for our benefit.
if he wanted to make sure that you didn't, I mean, that's one hell of a long shot, but I like it.
Well, he wanted to make us scared.
Intimidation tactic, so you'll
We
take a lesser deal.
We found a big evil thingy that's probably coming this way that you might want to know about.
Again,
Also-
dismissively, he spews a little bit of fire at you.
I'm just like dodging around because he doesn't seem to be doing it with much intent, so it's probably not hard to avoid.
kind of like swatting at a fly.
Wait, do we know what the name of the Demogorgon was?
I
Or
don't
we
know.
just know that.
No, we don't. We actually didn't really know what it was. We just knew
Yeah,
that you shouldn't look at it because
I mean, you could very avidly describe its shape to this man if you want to.
Nah, I can just make a glamour of it. It's like if introduced.
You make
it-
a glamour have a PTSD attack of your own decisions.
well, a fake one, I mean, but I'll wait until like you bring it up.
Slooblu-doop, doop-doop-doop-a-doop-boop is gone, and this big, she's like starts motioning with her hands. Big bloody thingy jiggy, like brah. She's like miming it out now because she acts like she's about 10 half the time.
I make it appear behind, Aisling.
Yeah, there's quite some distance from where you're standing right now, so you might want to move up a bit.
I'll move closer, but make it appear behind Eichling. So she's
Abracadabra.
still,
You manifest a little thing in the air. Ooh.
yeah, it's about like 5 feet, I think. I gotta remember how big the figments are at fifth level.
The point is that you communicate the vague shape of it.
Yes.
That and like it bad.
I mean, I don't think you would have to tell someone that a thing that has 2 heads and tentacles for arms might be a bad thing.
I don't know. That's kind of profiling.
Listen.
Yeah.
This man didn't get where he was without profiling. Although, to be fair, he really
It's
only
the
has
whole
Duergar
point.
higher, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this whole place is like built on profiling.
It's all the same black-bluish dwarves, although it's hard to tell if they actually are that skin color or if they're just covered in soot, because, honestly, even you are starting to look a bit black around the cheeks after walking around this place for an hour.
I pressed digitated us. We're clean.
I mean, I guess in here that would help, since, closed doors. Ventilation must be shit. Thember Trod gives this a look, then looks back at the...
Chad.
God damn it. You can sense your dismissal.
Hmm?
He has Chad sense.
No, the ultimate weakness.
I'm looking up a very specific... Oh, there we go. Okay. I guess that since he's chaotic evil, he will tolerate your tomfoolery a bit longer. How nice. Also, how unusual. Why didn't they make him lawful or anything? He's surrounded by lawful people.
Wait, why?
He is the law.
Wait,
Yeah.
How is he? What?
I don't know why they didn't change him to make him not chaotic evil, which makes perfect sense considering, he's in a position of organized power.
Plus the whole lawful vibes that this whole place has been giving off this whole time.
It's so lawful. It made Gorov's head spin. Oh no, his head. There it goes. Thembertrod opens his mouth, and a voice comes out that makes the whole room rumble. And it's honestly a bit harsh on the ears when you're close. And so you've come, and treat me like a fool. Maybe you are dinner.
I've done no such thing.
We were just sharing information that we had in the off chance that you hadn't heard.
And so you assume that I know nothing, rather than ask if I do.
I mean, how would you have learned it before we got here? Because we were the people who got here first after it happened.
Yeah, if anything, we're the ignorant ones here. We're just trying to,
I mean, I'll assume you have guys around the lake, and they've relayed information.
Well, let us go to the part that I wish to discuss. You are in no position to negotiate.
Okay.
I wish for you to kill the Deep King.
Who's the deep king?
The boss around here. You were shown his house a moment
Oh.
ago.
Man, we just got here.
The Deep King is a fool. He is led by the darkness that slowly envelops the Underdark. Thus his removal is key. Replacing him with me, on the other hand, would benefit everyone. The Duergar, idiots, fools, and arrogants. They require a solid whipping to be put into a place where they can be useful to the world. And useful to me.
I raise my hand.
Yeah, sure, go. Shoot.
The Duergar who put us in here and said you could eat us. Speaking of whipping, can I hit him? Is that okay?
Should he prove himself to be unreliable, untrustworthy, or unwilling to cooperate with my goals, I care less what happened to him.
Oh, we
Clear
saw
now.
Stella.
Oh, baby Bella. Her net might have dropped for a minute.
That's alright.
That's right.
We shall await.
Yeah. Also, we should have just went to the freaking inn. This dude served us to a chunky dragon, but that now the chunky dragons want to make us into hitmen, which for some reason he's chaotic evil, even though he sounds lawful evil. Why? So seriously, why is Rodin this chaotic evil?
Yeah, Bella said just texted me. Her internet popped. She'll be just back in just a minute.
That
Okay.
sucks.
Well, you can always ask the dragon question if you want to know about his feel of affairs. Honestly,
So,
you can't think of a reason why he couldn't just do it himself. Probably. I don't know. I know how
Yes,
smart you are.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the reason is because he's fat. So
Even
I'm
fat?
just wondering.
This thing could probably
mean-
just sit on top of the guy and crush him.
I
And
mean,
then
is
the,
it-
hurt him.
the point we have here is we have the chance to either commit regicide, I guess, or this dragon dude. We're gonna have to fight this dragon dude. And honestly, even though he's fat, we might have trouble with that because he is. That's a red dragon.
If you are not in the mood for carrying out my plans, there is one small task I can ask of you in its stead.
Yeah?
There is an egg, my replacement. They think they hid it well, and should I let you go, they will request that you find it. Bring it to me.
So
I mean, it's probably your family. That'd be only right, right?
Jeez.
I don't
You
think
know,
dragons have the same kind
I'm
of
just
family
imagining this
structure.
like Saturday morning cartoon villain style evil grin on his face. Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, kid, family. You know, I'm all for finding an egg instead of regicide.
I mean, this Deep King, is he like the wellspring of magical life that keeps all people here alive?
The fuck are you on about? He literally gives you that kind of like, what?
Oh, so not that important, unlike the king where I come from.
The king's
mo-
power is one of imagination.
Yep. Most kings in non-Fey societies are just rich people and people who were born into.
They're not
Like-
from the Bandlewood.
She
people
looks
who
at you
are
guys all
families.
weird. Why is your why is your home so stupid?
I have no
God.
idea, man.
Boopy-Do's
I
just
like
like, man, they call me the mad one, but they're the ones who got the sanity going on.
This is why I stay at sea, because politics.
At sea, politics is democracy. Either the captain
Whoever's
listens
got
to
the
you or you
biggest
throw him
boat.
overboard.
Where exactly will we be able to find this egg, if you don't mind me asking? Would it be
I don't
where
want to go
the-
too far with this until Bella gets back.
Yeah, I am
I don't want
writing
to have her
stuff
just
down.
like go into a coma while we're all
Oh,
her
no.
nuts out.
she,
Bella,
she-
no.
she went catatonic because she made the glamour of the Demogorgon.
It's having an episode.
Like that is kind of how I imagine it.
Man, okay, Safi, I got one for you. Okay, so there in Magic the Gathering, there was a fat dragon who acted basically like a mob boss, and he is
Where-
a
Are you accusing Niv Mizzet of being a chonker?
no, he's not a mob boss. He's a douchebag. No, you want to see a chonker?
Show me the chonker!
All right, I need to get a full art of him because he's also a really good card. Technically, he also is fun in lore. Where is
Okay,
it?
who is it?
Dragon Lord Silumgar. Okay, look at this chonker. So Silumgar is a poison dragon who just sort of like chills and bees fat. And one time, one of his head dudes displeased him so much and so heavily, he killed the dude, turned him into a zombie, and then wears him as bling.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah, he wears his zombified douchebag friend as bling bling.
That's fashion, baby.
Yeah, he's
Check out my
basically
bling bling on my ring ring.
I love Silver because yeah, he's just a fat boy who just wears the dude as a it's a necklace.
5-foot cube successfully occupied. Except that most characters are taller than 5 feet, so.
He's also not a bad card.
What does he do, Claire? Let's take a look.
He
Yeah.
steals things.
Oh, it allows you to steal something.
Yeah. He's also a flying death touch creature, so he's just kind of decent overall. I mean, I
Poke.
guess for the current power level, he's not that great, but
Poke.
and unfortunately, he was since they went for the bad timeline, because he's part of a alternate timeline reality thing, and since they went the bad one, he dies.
Wait, that's not the
Planeswalkers-
future sight symbol.
Khans of Tarkir goes into slight, like, alternate reality stuff.
Oh, that's cons. I thought that was the commander set.
No. But yeah, for the purpose of basically making sure planeswalkers survive, he dies. So to get rid of cool characters, to make sure bad characters make it. Because and if that isn't a symbol of planeswalker favoritism, I don't know what is.
Bella told me she's just waiting to get her net back up.
Actually, all the Dragon Lords are actually pretty cool. Like the Zen Ojitai.
Yeah, but we had to kill all the dragons in Tarkir so we could bring back Ujin.
Yep, that's actually the reason. It's
And by
another
killing them all, I mean we had to kill them all backwards in time.
What?
Yeah. Bringing back Ujin involved going back in history to prevent to make sure the dragons lost a war with the rest of the world.
This seems
Yep, all
very
for
convoluted.
planeswalkers.
This is extremely convoluted.
Yeah, this is one of their worst storylines.
I like to point it out because of like just how far they will go for planeswalkers.
So how do we save our friend? Well, first we have to go back in time, and then
Now,
we've got to kill all the dragons.
Now, friend for Ujin is a very loose term. It's more of the dragon who can stop the other dragon from killing us all.
Also, I like the Dragon Lord servant. He's trying his best.
He's trying his best. Coat themselves with
Drag-
grease infused with noxious herbs. Oh my god! Please don't eat me.
Yeah, it's
Please.
just, hey man, Dragon Lord Atarka, I brought you some random
I
animal.
brought you
heads.
some nacho cheese.
Awesome. They will reprint me as a very awful version of myself in the future. Cool. But what will happen to Silmagar? He'll die.
Dragon Lord.
Honestly, all the Dragon Lords are actually kind of chunky.
Boys
They're
need a
well
diet.
fed.
Boys need
Yeah,
a diet.
Yeah, like Atarka, she's chunky.
You don't become a Dragon Lord without eating all your dinner.
Jermoka here, he's a chunky.
Get a load of all that chunk.
I like this chunk. Man, we need to go back to Dragon Chunk. Also, y'all hear squeaking in the background anywhere?
I hear squeaking.
I think that's a
Why-
bird outside.
Okay, it's like Yogi having fun.
No, Yogi would be upstairs. It's a little late for Yogi to be around.
True, but yeah, I support chunky dragons. Look at this boy, ward scale dragon, chunky lad.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna go close my door.
One day I'll make that dragon deck. One day. Covered in sand and dust.
Not in Bella. Don't you get covered in Bella.
Specks of Bella.
Itty bitty. Where is she, poor little baby?
Baby. You know, I just realized it makes sense. You know, I just realized we slayed all the chonkers so we could have the worst twink. Let's get a picture of Ujin. Here we are. See, this is an example of a bad dragon. Look at this.
Oh, bad dragons are dildos.
Like, weird, you know...
The
flamboyant
hell?
Yeah, weird
That's
flamboyant
Ujin the
feathery
spirit
wings.
dragon.
He's basically like a stick. He's like a bad ferret dragon, you know? Only a ferret dragon would be cool.
Excuse
Big
you,
goofy.
we're this close to saying that
Yep.
Shark Bit was bad.
No. Big, like, stupid, weird-looking horns that don't go with his, like, strange, overly slender, and almost way too humanoid face. Which, depending on the artist and future art, especially with Nico Bolas, like, becomes, like, the biggest goblin. Oh, man, Nico Bolas art in the future got so
Yeah,
bad.
it's weird because our older Nico Bolas art made him just kind of look like...
A dragon.
Yeah.
I need to, like, find the really bad, like, goblin Nico Bolas. Oh my god, there he is, yes. Okay.
What the hell?
This is apparently a dragon god.
Look at that face.
It's
He's
just a goblin.
Yeah, he's just a freaking giant goblin. I don't know why, like, at first he was just like a dragon, but as things went on, they were going with this, like, concept where he just looked, well, like a freaking goblin.
Why?
He's an ascended goblin.
Why is Watsy this bad at things? Ugh.
Let me find some, like, old Nico Bolas.
Show me the beans.
This isn't, like, the biggest picture, but you can see where he's still humanoidish, but that's a dragon.
Maybe it's just because he's far away.
You know,
Yeah,
it's-
Claire.
I don't know what happened. Like, he got, like, the flatter face and the... Yeah, this is also dragon. Like, time is money, friend. I desire coin and I have wares.
Terrifying.
I'm sorry, I didn't say. I have wares if you have coin. Khajiit, that's it. Khajiit has wares if you have coin. Warm sands upon you. Oh wow, I think I found a worse one. Holy crap. Freaking... God, he looks like a gremlin.
Fucking superhuman shoulders and neck don't help either. Just
Yeah, they really dropped the ball on Nico Bolas in later art. Here's a close-up of his face, by the way.
And later writing.
Yeah, later writing. Look, that's a goblin.
yeah, like if you hadn't told me this is a dragon, I would assume that's like some ogre or something, some kind of
The-
large goblin-esque creature.
What kills it is that its body is long and slender, and then its face is just stops immediately.
Yeah,
It breaks the flow.
see, this is why Magic needs the true hero of the story. Squee.
Wee. Friend.
We the
We-
unkillable.
Yeah, Squee the unkillable goblin.
No.
Well, I
oh,
mean, that's actually kind of a lie of Squee's abilities. Squee's extremely killable for
Right,
a
right,
minute.
right. He's yeah, he's the most disposable goblin in existence. You can actually kill him like a bajillion times and he'll just sort of come back.
He also became a planeswalker for a while.
Yeah, you can be one for a little bit. he's a gentle soul. He didn't ask for any of this. I'm a goblin. Don't really know what's with that thing he holds all the time though. Apparently, it's like a toy.
Yeah, it's something that keeps him focused.
More from exile. Wow.
Yeah, he legitimately can't get rid of him.
You gotta be smart to live as long with not being able to die. What a little snark.
Yeah, you can't get rid of him. There's Squeeze toy. It's like some kind of like hedgehog thing.
I can't
A little fat lizard.
get a load of this.
Finding Jesus.
Two.
The squeakquel. Oh my god. Oh no. You're trapped by social convention.
Oh yeah, I love that scene.
We're in a fine dining environment.
That's right, you're trapped. Sit down.
That's me, trapping Claire with a
That was
headlock.
such a weird show.
It was. You know, we need to explore more in MTG. You know what? I know. You know what I want animated for MTG of any story? Urza and how he effed everything up.
Multiple times.
Urza, one of those powerful mages, sort of
In history.
in history, and how he's just progressively made things.
Still is, too. Stuff still hasn't gotten better.
Yeah, he's basically every single bad thing that you know echoed throughout ages and stuff like this was probably because of Urza. A mastermind, a genius, a grand wizard, powerful, jerk off, douchebag. All these things and more. Urza.
Bella.
Bella trapped in the no internet zone.
In the shadow
that's not like-
zone.
That's some crappy luck, dude. Like Bella, you know, bites through it to kind of come back, and then Bella's in it. Like that's not cool.
I just texted her again.
Well, scares all day. Baby Claire likes bread butter.
Do you like bread and butter? Whoa.
Baby Bella.
Well, he
Baby Bella.
Man, look at this map. I never knew that Finland was so close to South Africa.
Hello?
Bella.
Do you want to go to
Baby
Finland?
bunny.
Finland?
Finland.
Canada, known for being in Peru.
wow, I'm in Kazakhstan.
Never knew that I lived in Nova Scotia. Ugh.
Nova Scotia.
Yes, Claire. Nova T Scotia. Well, now the baby T Bella's back.
Yeah.
Unmute. Oh no. Oh no.
Ah.
What an absolute baby.
Oh yeah, I had to share that. Yeah. Also, so small recap, Bella. Basically, the fat dragon man. If we don't want to commit regicide because we just got here, be kind of rude. We could also help him find an egg.
I'm okay with
You're
finding
offered
eggs.
two fine jobs. Either you find this man an egg, like he's
This
Whisker,
throwing time.
like he's Albert Whisker, who wants an egg, or you can kill a king for him. That's really just that simple.
You know,
Is
easy
it the
things.
king? Is it the king that Grom mentioned? That
Yeah.
It is.
And we were just gonna start asking questions about the particulates. We thought, wait
Wait
until
for
you get
you.
back.
Yeah, you want it to be nice and not like agree to a job while you're not here, because that'd be rude.
Yeah,
Also, it means you have to repeat a lot of stuff.
yeah, we do things.
So go ahead, pop your
Yeah.
questions.
So, like, where exactly would we be able to find this egg?
And he points at your little buddy Bupido. Your friend will know where the Whirlstone caverns are. Whirlstone. It's really awkward, by the way. It's like WHORL stone tunnels.
Whirlstone.
Yeah. It's a place where there's a lot of chaotic energy, so it makes the stone go all silly.
I like chaos energy.
There's also some plants there, so maybe you can get some fresh air.
She starts vibrating a little bit.
Is the egg a dragon egg or a different egg?
You are looked at as if you are a complete idiot.
He did say it would be his successor.
Yeah.
So,
So
I
maybe
assume-
maybe it's a fire elemental. Who knows?
Those
I
stuff-
mean,
Well,
I think-
yeah, we
I
forgot
think
to tell
they're
Bella that part.
successor part.
For
Yeah.
context, you can tell you how big the fucking egg is. It's 3 foot tall, 4 foot tall, 3 foot diameter, and weighs about 180 pounds.
Even the egg's taller than me.
It's a big egg. But
Yeah.
Whisker would eat that one for hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to carry that apparently. I think.
think of all
Yeah.
the omelets.
I can't even put it in the spooky hole.
I'll
Think.
probably get like a little cart or something we could put it on. Probably save some time and effort.
Will there be issues obtaining this egg, or is it just in a place?
Well, the dragon has no idea what goes on in the Whirlstone Cavern specifically. But Bupido does excitedly start talking about all the dangers that are down there. There's cultists, there's mushroom people, you might bump into some Darrow. What else is down there again? There's like toxic mold oozes. Demons might be down there with how things have been going as of late. Carrion crawlers. This is elementals, water weirds and stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff down there.
Now about this regicide.
Yeah, I know. The king sounds really boring. By the way, while you were gone, Bella, that was actually Ashleen's commentary, is that your people's societies are weird since the king doesn't seem to be special at all.
Kings are usually just some dude.
She's questioning society.
Well, he does have like he was born with the talent to be a king, and that he was born to be a king. How can you argue with that kind of level of talent?
Yeah. How can you argue with
Like
the
his
divine
father-
right of kings?
Like his father looked at his resume and looked at "is my son," and he's like, "Okay, cool."
You're
It's all
already
everything-
qualified.
Everything is set up.
It's just a checklist with one check mark on it. It's just, are you my son? Check. All
Are
right,
you
you're
my
cleared to go.
first son.
Just an optional checklist about like not committing mass genocide, and he's like, never do get enough of those to discredit anyone, do I?
Nobody's ever gotten a perfect score.
No one's perfect. Sure,
Look,
he,
it's 1 in 12.
sure he might have dumped some hallucinogenic drugs in a public water supply for kicks once, but we all make mistakes.
Boys will be boys.
He might have
Rock
meted
star,
out.
boy.
He might have meted out more low justice than anyone else has on a regular basis. But she's, again, like the
Okay,
corpses wash away with time.
this you're making me think of this dude of like the crazy king from the very old like World of Warcraft Machinima, the illegal Danish, where the king's like crazy and just starts screaming at his
Thimbertrot has hinted at the fact that he thinks that the king is incompetent or crazy or something. You're allowed to ask
Yeah.
questions about motivations and purposes and why he's not doing it himself.
Yeah,
Well,
like what's
yeah,
the?
I do want to
what's
know
the
why
thing?
is he not doing it himself?
And why does he need to die?
And what
How else to get
What
rid of
do you have-
kings?
have in mind to replace the king?
I mean, himself probably.
Yeah, it's himself. He said himself. You were
I
going for
forgot.
that.
Sorry about that, Bill. I didn't go in that detail.
In these dark and trying times, people need someone who cannot be corrupted by demonic influences. The king instead already consorts with succubi. If I were to kill him myself, then I would become public enemy number one. And what good
Well,
would that
what-
bring me?
Well, what good would that bring us?
Well, if
We're not staying here.
If
And also,
I
if-
become
if you-
king, or whatever name I will ascribe myself, surely I will be in your favor. What
Right, I'm
good can a king do for a peasant? I wouldn't know.
I'm gonna,
Alright,
I'm
Doesn't
gonna be honest.
like.
Having a king in the pocket sounds like a good idea.
Getting that.
I
Like,
was
year-
Lady Regent of my tree city for like 20 minutes once. We rotate.
That's pretty impressive.
We're getting some like year one philosophy student from this guy. Honestly, I'm going with the egg thing.
I mean,
Maybe we should go see the king
Yeah, like
and like see if he's like stupid. Because he sounds stupid.
Okay, I'm kind of watching you, Fairy, because do we need to play like an ABCs and 1, 2, 3 games and teach you that it's not okay to wipe out stupid people?
though consorting with demons, as we've seen with the super dupe that we just passed through, doesn't end well.
yeah,
And also like who
Maybe we should talk to the king and see if he's
Yep.
consorting with demons. She shrugs.
on the topic of the king, Mr. Dragon, one, where are they, and two, who are their subjects exactly?
They're here.
Well,
We
we
were
know
shown
where
where
they
they
are.
are.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were shown where
Yeah,
they
we
are.
were shown where they were, but like, I thought you were in charge here.
Nah,
No.
Thimbertrot is just a wormsmith. He keeps all the fires alight around here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's like a.
Which he says in
He's
like
the he's the
excessive
fourth.
amount of detail as to what exactly his job is to make him sound more important than he is.
He's really into this.
I mean, the reason they're getting a replacement, he'll gladly tell you, is that he's getting a big head and they want to get rid of him. So once that egg hatches and they have a new wormsmith, they're just gonna fucking off him as soon as they can. So
So
another
his
reason why
head's up.
killing the king is kind of a thing you need someone else to do.
wait,
Yeah.
then why does he want us to get the egg if that's gonna be his,
He's gonna destroy it.
Yeah, he doesn't want a
Ah.
replacement. He wants to be
He
there
hasn't
forever.
said that, but that's probably what's gonna happen.
That was gonna do the other thing you do, dragon eggs, but you know.
Dinner.
Have we come to an
Alright.
agreement then?
Hmm.
If you wish to
Uh,
gain access and audience with the king, you will have to curry some favor with, well, I'm certain that Garum can get you access. Perhaps you can muddy up the stone speakers. Who is Black Skull? I think she's like the boss of the local guard. Yeah, he also says you can also try to buddy it up with the stone guard captain. Like, there's a bunch of options here if you want to talk to the king. But he can't help you with that. The Wormsmith, unfortunately, isn't a doer guard, and if you're not a doer guard, getting close to the king is kind of a no-no.
Yeah, so we won't be able to really get close to this guy, and, you know. There'd be a lot
I
of
mean-
time wasted on just the off chance of hey,
Not
maybe
with
we might
that
do it.
attitude.
I mean, even then, the king in his throne room has like an invisible force field in front of him. There's lots of invisible guards. Like, if you want to kill him, you have to have a plan.
Oh yeah, I was about to bring that part up, guys. By the way, we will probably have to deal with those like invisible dudes who've been walking around, we've been bumping into, and they're acting like, oh, we don't see them, but we kind of do sort of see them.
Hmm.
It's just proper etiquette to play pretend. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the guys at the plays that wear the black.
Yeah, like you're not supposed to know that you bumped into them, or you're just like, oh no, I tripped.
Yeah.
which is the other reason I'm pointing out. Let's just grab the egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as shitty as this place is, I don't think it's our place to, overthrow the local government.
Yeah, I
Also-
don't
That's
think
not
we've
very
been here long
American
enough
of you.
to destabilize the local government.
Yeah, we're not the CIA.
Also, Tanya has weighed the options. Slaying a king like assassins does not sound as interesting as stealing a dragon egg.
What I do?
Who doesn't want to steal an egg? I like stealing things, and eggs sound pretty high up on that list. You know all the
I
things you can do with an egg?
Not let the fairy touch it.
Why not?
I mean,
You
you
could-
can.
You could raise it.
See, that's
Why
one
not let
thing.
me touch it?
Because you
I don't think we have the hundreds of years necessary to raise a dragon.
True.
She's legitimately confused why you wouldn't let her touch the egg.
you're concerning me lately.
I don't know. I'd want to see what happens.
What makes you think that? Why is touching the egg for her a big deal?
Yeah, why would someone who is all about life and things be about hurting an unborn baby?
I'm watching you.
It's
Just
a vague statement, but okay. So, Mr.
Temperature.
Dragon, Lord Man,
Wormforge.
We also call him
Uh,
Wordsmith.
Mr. Wormsmith, sir, I believe we're going to take on the job related to the egg, if that's okay with you. You're a lot bigger than I am.
you're
I'm
so
nervous.
big.
Order of magnitude, baby.
I'm very nervous.
With a big and heavy snort. He'll accept this. Fine.
So, you're not gonna try to eat us, right?
He finds that horribly offensive that you think that he'd be so stupid as to eat people he just got a deal out of. You haven't
She
even
served
done
you
what
with
you
dinner.
told him to do. You haven't even done what you wanted you to do yet. Why would he eat you?
I mean, the whole
I
point
don't
of this
know.
was we do the thing and we don't get eaten.
Why would guy that we helped lead us in to get us killed? I don't know.
Because you trusted a
What is-
Duergar. Like, even Bupido will
saved
kind of
him.
chime that in.
By the way, we're punching him when we walk out. Not really attacking him, but we're just like gonna like one of those like, hey, what's up, dude? And just like you just hit him.
Like,
Just
Bupido
use that hard
is
pull
Bupido
back.
really likes this plan of like, oh, a dragon taking over. That'd be cool. You could burn this whole place down, get rid of all these guys.
Yeah, Bupido, he's in another world right now, which I get it.
Hey,
get
I
it.
was talking about destroying social hierarchies.
That's because you're in this like weird world where if the king is dumb, you want to euthanize him.
No, he's pointless.
He's corrupted
I
by
mean,
a
I think-
succubus.
We could also say that about real life. If a king's dumb, we should just get rid of him.
I'm waiting for the fairy to just be like, Gate of Babylon.
I just-
Get
I eventually
out of
did.
here, Claire!
What are you doing?
Or I will steal Sharkbait from you.
She's actually awake right now. She's being noisy.
It's because she knows. She knows. Well, since you've come to an agreement, the dragon will let you leave the chamber. Or to be specific, he grumbles for Garum to open the door and let you out. Garum, of course, is a little bit confused that you're still alive, but
Hey, Garum.
Hey, Garrett.
Hey, chump.
Like,
I'm gonna
Hey,
kick
Garum,
him in
you
the
tried
knee.
to murder us.
I'm gonna put you back on the sacrificial table, bud.
I picked Garrett up. Come here.
listen, it's just, it's just the way you introduce people to the Dragon Lord King and Wormsmith.
Actually, I have an idea for Garum.
But since apparently you've curried yourself a little favor with the good old Wormsmith, perhaps you can do us a little itty bitty favor.
Why would I do? You're a dick.
If you want to walk around this place without getting harassed all the time or thrown into a jail cell, I recommend that you listen.
Oh my god.
It's a
Let him
Jesus.
speak, and then you can pile driver him.
In case you wonder, yes, this is the authentic Gracklstroke experience where you constantly get harassed because everyone here's an asshole. Right down to the guy who you think you might trust. He wants you to find the dragon egg for him.
What? Why do you want the egg?
You know, it's just that my good old Thimberchot's getting a little old. The king's getting a little nervous. So, you know, it's good to have a backup in case things go a little bit amiss.
Oh,
I thought they were the ones who hid the egg.
what kind of egg is it?
Oh, it's like a big
think they
red
did-
egg, about 4 foot tall. Like, taller than me, yes.
Okay, yeah,
About as wide as I'm tall.
we can look into that.
That sounds great.
Just, just.
Hey
I was
guys,
gonna-
I didn't mean to bring this up earlier. The fairy says, whispering to your ears. But how tall is a foot? I actually don't know. I use
I like-
meters.
I like gesture to Tanya's foot. Just like,
Mm.
about that big.
Odds are that
If
since
you
you are
have-
Warforged, it might actually be made according to the size of a standard foot.
Oh my god, it actually makes sense.
You know, legit, I was gonna like say, you know what, buddy? You're gonna come on with us to an adventure, and we just take him with us.
Oh no. Let me just read up on this about it again. Keepers of the Flame, disturbance. Yeah. Also, good old Gorm is a little bit worried about he's sensing disturbances in the force, as it were. I mean, he explains to you that most Duergar are like psionic to some extent. They have strange powers. But, yes, he senses the same kind of disturbance that Themberchild seems to be aware of. But his suggestion is we should get this egg, and also I need you to find the criminals who are up to this. He's pretty sure it's a gang called the Grey Ghosts.
Ah, they killed Batman's parents.
Terrifying.
No,
In
the
fact-
Ghost was a TV series.
In fact, he believes that if you can find a certain agent, a Darrow named Droki, you might be able to find where the egg is and the Grey Ghost, and all of their cool things they've been using to cause all this havoc as of late.
That sounds like a promising avenue.
If you were to
Ah,
deliver
yeah.
this egg onto the Keepers of the Flame, he will award you something quite special. A favor. An audience with the king, perhaps. He could surely help you get to where you need to go, or maybe even a fine magical item. Additionally, if you were to accept this, he's going to give you a badge that will allow you to make the guards go away for a little bit.
That can be useful.
They're like temple guardians from Legends of the Hidden Temple. Dang.
Right now, you are technically, in a part of the town where you're not supposed to be. So if I don't leave here with you, we'll have a lot of explaining to do all the way to the gates.
Ah, don't worry, friend. You're coming with us.
Excuse me, I'm not going anywhere.
Well, I suppose if these grey ghost people, one, know the location of the egg, and two, have been causing like mischief and evil going on, then probably finding them and dealing with them is two birds with one stone. Regardless of who we end up giving the egg to at the end.
Here we go. I got the details, which are in a completely different place. I appreciate it. Thank you. Good module design. The Grey Ghosts, as you can tell, are the only true thieves guild in Gracklstroke in the Deep Kingdom. It's a member of
Oh.
Duergar and Darrow outcasts, plus the odd escaped slave, which of course, makes him extra grumpy at him. They apparently caught and executed the previous leader, who stole the Red Dragon Egg, but never told them where it was, except that it was probably where they hold their little, yeah. It's great. It's great. You made a big mess
And
of it.
where could we find these pro-escaping slave, down with evil leaders people, so we can get rid of them?
Well, let me see. I think they're also in the Whirlstone Caverns, because that just makes sense since they stole them in the first place. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Oh yeah, they're straight up down there. Gotcha. The Grey Ghosts apparently they used to have a base in Gracklstroke, but they tore that one apart when they caught the leader. He strongly believes that evidence is pointing towards the Whirlstone Caverns being where they are hiding out right now. Again, if you
So,
can
like-
find that city-bound agent named Droki, you could certainly get some information.
And where in the city would they be? In the more the crowded area, in the more walky area, or this, more clean area?
I'd have to assume if a thief is going to be anywhere, it's going to be in the markets.
Abigail and Kenny, I think the both of you are like thievish characters, roguish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
I mean, I'm straight up a rogue.
if Droki is a messenger, he'd probably be somewhere near the like he would be near where you could sell things. Fencing is an important part of thieving, and a dock is a good place to be, or the markets. So yes, those are good ideas you have.
Okay.
Claire and her rat
Any-
grabbing.
That's me grabbing, like, come here, because he
Grab a
pissed
fork.
me off. Like, oh, Mr. casually tries to feed people to dragons. Mr. Hey, could you get me something? Mr. Hey, I'll give you like a temple badge so the temple guards don't like grab you. Mr. Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
Actually, you start to
Yes.
pick up on the fact that between there's a constant thick smell of smoke, but now that you're here for a while, it smells like they're very pathetically trying to make the air smell with a little incense. But it's like lighting a candle underwater. You aren't doing anything.
This place makes me sad.
Y-
This
y-
place
yeah,
makes me feel the feeling of being sad for other people. I don't like this.
I'm like, just kind of softly holding Gorm. The fairy didn't even get to touch some leaves. There were leaves. She didn't get to touch those. That's on you, Gorm.
Gorham tells us if you're
How
so
would you-
about nature and all that random crap, why don't you go talk to the stone speakers and see if they give a shit? With your hippy dippy stuff. We're here for the important business, like keeping the forges lit. And he straightens out his robe, which he's put on since then. It's very fancy. Red with gold trimming.
Han has
Nice robe,
great
nerd.
urge to throw.
He would like to know if you're accepting his deal. Exterminate the grey ghosts, find him that rat dragon egg, and catch that pigeon!
I will say we will.
We will retrieve the dragon egg.
Yes, that is what we will do.
And hand it over to the
And-
Keepers of the Flame.
Oh yeah.
Well, since we kind of need him to get out of here and get through the rough part of town, not the rough part of town, the upper part, and get down to the docks in the first place,
Mm-hmm.
I say we say yes, we're cooperating.
Yeah.
But then don't.
He gives you... Okay, if you're intentionally lying, then I'm going to need a deception check from someone.
We're not lying. We're gonna get. We're just straight up saying yes. We're gonna go get the egg.
Okay. I guess that's not a lie. It's a lie by omission, which is no need to roll there. Unless you're like snickering about how you're going to betray him or something.
I mean,
Nope,
I
Because
I
the
don't
fairy is actually completely confused on what we're doing. She doesn't know the plan right now.
look. He's lucky I'm not going to the crazy people hole, just chucking them in. To be honest with you.
You really should, to be honest. But hey, alright, since you're accepting his job, he will hand you a small, fine golden badge that identifies you as an agent of the flame. If anyone gives you any trouble, you just show him this.
Yay!
I hand that to the fairy. It's just
Are
like
you
the
sure
other
you should
side.
give that to them?
I take it.
She was just about to grab it.
Yeah, I was just about to do it, and then I had this like weird, like conscious mode of don't.
Maybe you should weld it to your forehead.
Like, I don't know who we'd give it to. Like, we have a goblin, we have an uncharismatic cat, we have the fairy.
I mean, who says you need charisma to flash a badge?
Yeah, true.
You just did this to her, Claire.
Yoink.
Alright
Well,
then.
How about we head down to those docks and look for this grey ghost informant for you, Mr. Gorham, Mr. Friend Gorham, who is our friend and that we like. Smile.
I mean, this guy seems incapable of, now that he's in his fine robes and in a position where he has all the power, of looking anything but indignant with how he holds his nose up a little bit. He constantly
I-
squints at you like you're wasting his time.
Let's throw him off the
I like the
bridge.
chunky dragon more than this guy. This guy's a. You know what? Come here. I just.
You throw your
so
robot
no,
arm
wait,
around him
we're
or
on the
something? What are you
bridge.
doing?
Like, so Gord, that whole trying to feed us to a dragon thing. Oh, I water under the bridge. All right.
We're just funny jokes.
Okay. Magic cupcake.
Tanya's just looking at the fairy and just nods herself. I have to set a good example. I cannot chuck Gord until I
All
am
right.
told.
All right,
Chunk
since
him.
you're just wasting time now. You
We're
want
gonna-
to?
we're-
What are you gonna do, kids?
We're gonna hunt the secret, gray ghost in the
Marvelous.
slummy.
We can
Mark.
probably do that after we get some rest.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna rest.
That was a plan originally. Was see the dragon, then get some rest. So we can
Luckily,
wait till
And maybe comfy bed.
luckily, because you have this. Oh my god, I could have typed this whole thing in. Luckily, because you have this fancy badge, you managed to make your way back to the Dark Lake District without getting shot down,
Yay.
In my case, maybe literally.
or arrested, or thrown off a bridge, or harassed.
Tanya makes it very clear when Gorm is just like gone. Says, I would have destroyed him.
yeah. Well, I think we all would have, but sometimes we gotta make sacrifices.
Nice. Making your way back, Boopido politely shows you to where to find the Golborn's lair. Still too many syllables, man. It's like just trying to set records here. He even tells you what it means. It means boulette, those land shark things. Ain't that cute? He thinks it's very cute. It's like nodding, like very cute, very cute. Ah, here we go.
Very cute.
It's built into a small cavern complex in the north end of the Dark Lake District. The halls are cold and damp, and the central chamber serves as a dining room branching into a different small twisting halls in which rooms are excavated. It's dark, cramped, uncomfortable, but it's safe and defensible. Because apparently you're going to have a siege in here, I guess. Do you have the money to afford an in-stay? Like a gold piece for the whole group, basically?
Did,
You know, I just
did,
realized, do we have money?
I
I
believe.
was wondering when you
so.
guys are gonna ask that.
Yeah, we do
What?
have.
Wait. I know where our money. Looks very spooky hole.
Yeah, I mean, we have plenty of copper, silver, gold, loot. etc.
Tanya points very affirmatively at the ferry that all our wealth is contained within the spooky hole of the ferry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. the magical spooky hole that you pull all
Yeah,
the,
but what money?
the wealth items. The
Oh,
treasure.
that removes it. Whoops.
You know,
Oh, well.
I actually picked the goblin up. The goblin stole
Ah.
things to place
Ah.
it, and you place it into the hole.
Canny, would you like to assist me in finding money around town?
Oh yeah, we need to go look for the spooky hole entrance, right?
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
reach
well-
into the Wait, what loot did Canny give me to store?
Don't forget, you guys have a
Candlelight?
loot bag character that just contains stuff that you have somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The loot bag is essentially what's in the hole.
Like, do we have that 106 gold?
If it's in
I
a loot
probably
bag,
shoved it in there then.
I assume so, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
That's
just
all
like,
the money we have.
we have money? She reaches into the portal.
No, maybe having the fairy with no concept of, wealth. Being
It's the little round yellow things, the shiny ones.
I know what gold is.
Just checking.
And, okay, wait. The foundry just closed on me. What the hell?
No.
Yeah, we
So,
have.
yeah,
we have
she
enough
reaches
gold
in.
for each of us.
She goes up to the table where we pay, and she just like very cutely puts one gold piece down.
One entire inn, please.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's taken care of.
Yay.
It's time for bed then. There is no day and night cycle here. There is just a constant, endless grinding of machines, the roaring of forges, the moving of large. At this point, you've probably seen something that is honestly, like, even for like fancy technology, kind of strange. At points, you saw this large four-legged spider thing that moved around. It had like this pill-shaped body, and it sometimes carried these massive crates under it, and a lot of people got bumped around by it because the crate is about 3 feet off the ground, so it'll just move right through you if it can. And that thing you occasionally hear stomping around too. It's great. It's great.
This place sucks.
You get your
This
long rest,
sucks.
and you all get to roll me a con save to see if you contract crackle lung.
Well, I thought we were
Right.
wearing before we got into the city. We were told about it, so we got stuff to wear for that, didn't we?
Well, I don't think we actually said we were getting stuff where but I did say put my cloak over my mouth. But
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
I'm pretty sure that's like
Yeah.
enough for day to day. But if you're sleeping through it, it's probably a bit harder.
Yeah.
So let's go for that con save, baby.
I don't have
The DC is
lungs.
11.
Oh joy!
Jack.
Joy of joys. All right. Excellent.
That's gonna
Excellent.
No, I'm good. Y'all die in your sleep, I guess.
Plus
Actually, you don't
6.
have to make one, Tanya. You don't breathe.
Yeah, that I was gonna say. I just wanted to... my perfect non-bio lungs are amazing.
You all gain a level of exhaustion except for Tanya.
Great.
yeah.
Oh great! Out of
That's
prison.
disadvantage on
Oh,
all ability checks.
Oh my god! What?
Yeah,
Wait, theoretically,
Actually, I did that.
could I use fog to purify the air somewhat when we go to sleep? Like that'd be really uncomfortable, but
Turn on a humidifier.
it's an incredible process that I can't imagine is very fun to deal with, even if you were to clean it up. Like, this would work in a place that isn't constantly... Well, actually, you're underground. You're not in a place where they're making it, so I guess you could purify the room.
yeah, I could do that then.
You would at very least get a few hours of clean air.
So maybe
yeah,
add
I-
that off.
Yeah, I could do that before we go to bed.
Yeah.
All right, then you can avoid your grockle lung for now.
Yay!
Yay.
Magic.
But you're going to roll the next one with advantage at best, because, you know, this really doesn't help against the other 16 hours of the day you spend outside.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure it won't last forever. It just helps a little bit.
So get your long rest, get your hit dice, get your spells, get your fun things, whatever you get, boys and
Press
boyettes.
the long rest button underneath the hit dice section.
I got
I
my
really
spell
need to
points
get back.
back.
And once you wake up in the morning, you got some business to do, don't you? You got assets to liquidate.
Yeah.
We do.
We gotta get some equipment, get some gear.
I mean,
And
Grapplestrook,
find-
unlike Sloobabloop, does look like it has not just local production, but also proper trade, so you could probably get most things you're looking for.
Yeah.
Wait.
You want it? It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough ruies. Bombs?
Little-
Ropes?
Yeah.
Or maybe lamp oil.
We have bottles of 100% extracted ferret oil.
Ferrazine.
Yeah, ferret grease. Grease.
Grease with a W.
Let's go hunting for the little spy.
When you wake up in the morning, it's like exactly as you went to bed, except maybe the light's out. It's surprising how little has actually changed. The passage of time is intangible in a way.
It's like that weird feeling like you wake up at the middle of the night and you feel like you haven't slept at all, but like you have. It's like,
So you wake up. I mean, you slept. It's just that there's no way to perceive that time has passed. You have no idea how long you slept. There's no clocks here. So you're probably just like, I'm good now? I don't know what Tanya feels about this, because there's, again, no way to measure the passive time other than the coming and going of patrons.
Eh,
So when you wake up and you go back upstairs, you probably buy yourself a little meal.
Yeah.
Which, the pervasive
They have-
taste of coal is just inescapable around here.
Oh, great! It's like having a sandwich on the beach. Everyone thinks that's really awesome, and it's like, oh yay, grit.
There's sand in my shoes and sand
Thank
in
God
my
I
socks.
can keep our water clean for us.
As long
oh
as you
yeah,
s-
we can just prestidigitate the food, get the coal off.
And I can purify gallons of water.
marvelous. On the plus
Can we
side,
have
it's
like a?
it's
Go
gonna
ahead.
get too much worse then.
I just
Wet.
imagined like a native city goer here going, huh, pansies, eating just like a whole blackened sandwich.
Yeah, we're basically the Europeans going to any other country. It's like no hot sauce, please.
You know, no hot sauce on my sopapilla.
Can I have this sandwich without the coal, please?
That ketchup is too spicy.
You finish up your little meals, cold or not, and then it is time for doing something. We can cut it here, but you guys could take care of some basic purchases. You can tell me what you want to buy, and I'll tell you how reasonable you can find it, because big trade does not mean everything is available.
So I did want to point out that something I need to add on my character sheet, Safi, is because I took the Mystic Fist thing, and
Yes.
I need to have that added on there.
Okay, so what does Mystic Fist do, Claire?
You told me about it. Yeah, it's
You know, it's really funny, you Claire. That you're like, I don't know.
you were the one who suggested it. I was like,
I'm the
yeah,
one who's going to
that's
be
good.
bullying you about this, Claire. That's what part where I start beating you up.
Please, Safi. My
Never.
mule.
I have no mercy for you, Claire. Bop, 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 bop.
Also, did you know? So Final Fantasy 14 likes to make up its own words, right? I want to point this out because I keep on thinking about it. So, like, world is whirl.
Mhm.
Meals apparently is called meol, meol.
Yeah,
I
they
that
like
meal.
taking exactly real world words and then just kind of old Englishifying them a little bit.
I just like meol because there's a guy who actually screams, "I want my meal."
What is a meal?
It's just food, like a meal. It's the word for meal.
It's dinner.
Yeah, it's
Well,
because there's a really
except-
fat character.
Except, if they were actually going to go with medieval, food would be dinner and meal would be food. That changed around at some point in history. So, cocks my shotgun. About ye old English.
Wait,
Most of ye old English didn't actually exist and was invented by Shakespeare whole cloth.
Got-
okay, so Safi said here. Okay,
I
so
have
also
it,
uses,
Claire,
like,
and I'm adding it to your sheet. I don't want to hear it.
Safi, trying my best.
Listen, if you want to tango with me, you gotta take the bullying.
Shaffy, I'm trying. Look, I was a good person. I didn't like immediately chuck Gorm into the bad, crazy people pit. Where I assume we would have either. No, this is what I was going to do to him. Here, this is what I was going to do to him. I was going to chuck him into the Ratatouille 18+ roleplay Discord.
Oh, it didn't. Oh, yes, 1d6 now. Yep. And- I think if you push that button, it changes this to a 1d8 damage. No. How do you use versatile damage? This is an amazing question. I don't know.
I definitely don't. I just like that. You know, I like the idea where I'm just. You know what I like? So I have Mystic Fist now. I like the idea that the fairy has been around me so long that I've gained like a bit of the fairy, the
My
magic.
fairy dust has been falling on you.
Sprinkle, sprinkle. Sprinkle.
My fists, they smell of cookies.
Oh
The
yeah, and I
wild-
didn't get mine written down.
The wild magic is up in there.
Force these children to the worst places. Ratatouille 18 plus from 5,000 members. What the hell? Of course, Claire would post such a thing. Thanks, Claire. Claire and her mystic fists. I mean, the real benefit is on crits, because now you roll 2d6 on crits. Extra average of 2 damage. Whoa. Whoa. But how does... Oh, you do have multiple. Here you go, some 10 axes. How does it do versatile? I want to know. I mean, I'll throw a longsword on you and take a look. Sword? No? No. Oh, no, it's in the SRD. Long. Bow? Sword. Not sure. Oh, because that thing's to be shown in the tooltip. How nice. Okay, that's 1d8, but they can do 1d10 if they're versatile. But how do you make it versatile, dude? Thing. Ooh, I got it right. Got to include the modifier. That's nice. Oh, there's a little. Okay, that's how I do it. One obtuse manner. But yeah, you can two-hand your weapon to do 1d8 instead of 1d6. So you can give him the old Kirk special. Put your two fists together and clonk him. Oh well.
Trying to think of like if there's wands I want to get.
I want more food.
Yes.
That isn't meat.
Yeah, like I said, my child did not get to touch the pretty leaves that the dragon had in Dragon Park. This is on you, Gorm.
Mhm.
This is on you.
I'm probably older than you.
You know, we're just
The
gonna have
heck?
a moment where we get accidentally transported to like fairy kingdom, and all the little fairies are gonna be like, the God Emperor has returned.
Okay, my random thought
Hmm?
was that the government of the fairy place is actually really ephemeral since fairies are always coming up with new ideas. So there is like a fairy king, but that's more like the magical focus of the area. But the actual government is rotating around whoever's there at the moment.
Okay. So, quick
Yeah, it's
question.
like jury duty.
What are y'all gonna buy and sell and throw around the place?
I'm mostly starting with like default adventuring shit, like some rope, some bottles of crap, some like just shovel,
Because
a
in the loot
crowbar.
box, we have a short sword +1 we can sell.
I mean, I would probably like to even use that if that was.
Just take a minute to check out your inventory, kids, and make sure you got everything where you need to be. I'm looking forward to tomorrow where we got more, well, not clowns. We're going to be focusing on the part where you go underground for a bit and do a dungeon.
Thumb gun.
Going to be fighting some angry druids and their pets. Trying to save a mare. Maybe some old coot. Maybe there's someone down there worth saving. There's always someone you got to save in those places. And who knows where you'll go after that.
Hmm.